A superpower strikes in Yemen with B-2 bombers. The war in the Red Sea shows no signs of ending. Every day brings new attacks, new threats, and new responses. Amid this dangerous game, the United States once again demonstrates to the world that its military machine is not only alive, but evolving. Strategic bombers, invisible and lethal, interceptor missiles capable of targeting objects in space, and strike drones have become more than just weapons, they're now a message. In this video, we'll explain how the American military conducted a surgically precise operation against the Houthis, leaving only ashes and a clear signal: never underestimate the strength of a superpower. March 16, 2025, Whiteman Air Force Base, Missouri, 4:30 a.m. local time. Two B-2 Spirit strategic bombers made a short run along the concrete runway, lifted off, and instantly disappeared into the night sky. After covering a distance of 11,000 kilometers with aerial refueling over the Mediterranean Sea, the two Black Phantoms entered Yemeni airspace at 1:30 a.m. local time on March 17th. The most critical phase of the operation had begun. In each aircraft, the co-pilots almost simultaneously pressed the red button on the control panel, activating the automatic bomb release system. From that moment, the fate of the mission was in the hands of the onboard computers. The release point was rapidly approaching. GPS satellites were coldly and precisely tracking the aircraft's position. The release point was confirmed. The coordinates obtained via the GPS system matched exactly with those pre-programmed into the aircraft's memory. The electromagnetic locks disengaged silently, releasing their steel prisoners into the night. 4-meter-long cylinders, or about 13.5 feet in length, slipped into the darkness. They were about to fall from an altitude of 15,000 meters, approximately 50,000 feet, and glide for 25 kilometers, or about 15 miles, toward their targets. They rushed toward their objective like moths drawn to a lantern. Only it was no lantern, it was a laser designator installed on the bomber, continuously illuminating the target with an invisible beam. The reflected signal was picked up by the bomb's guidance systems, ensuring they stayed locked onto the path, leading them directly to the intended point of impact. During the mission, the B-2 Spirit struck Houthi targets with GBU-28 bombs. Each bomb weighs approximately 2.2 metric tons, or around 4,500 pounds. They're capable of traveling up to 30 kilometers, or roughly 18 miles, guided by laser targeting systems. These bombs are designed to penetrate up to 2.5 meters, or about 8 feet of reinforced concrete. Within minutes, a bright yellow-red blotch of an explosion blossomed in the darkness below. Then another appeared, and another. In a few moments, these blotches turned into large fireballs, secondary detonations. That indicated there was plenty of ammunition stored there. The following day, American media reported that the United States had carried out a series of precision airstrikes against Houthi positions in Yemen, marking the first use of B-2 Spirit strategic bombers in this conflict. The targets were 5 fortified underground weapons depots located in Houthi-controlled areas, including the outskirts of Sana'a and Sada. According to the Pentagon, these facilities were used to store missiles and munitions employed in attacks against civilian and military ships in the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden. At the time, Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin emphasized that these strikes showcase the unique global strike capabilities of the United States, demonstrating its ability to operate at any time and in any location. Local sources, including the Houthi television channel Al Masirah, reported strikes in the Sana'a and Sada regions, but exact data on the extent of destruction and casualties remained unknown. These strikes were also seen as an indirect warning to Iran, the main patron of the Houthis, which had previously carried out missile attacks against Israel. But the restless night for the Houthis was only beginning. 3 hours later, after covering almost 1,500 kilometers, or over 1,000 miles from Al Udeid Air Base in Qatar, the veteran of strategic aviation, the B-52 Stratofortress bomber, delivered a strike with 20 AGM-158A JASSM missiles. The AGM-158A JASSM cruise missile has a range of approximately 370 kilometers, or about 230 miles. It's equipped with a 450-kilogram or 1,000-pound penetrating high-explosive warhead. The missiles targeted 4 Houthi training camps, resulting in heavy losses among the insurgents and a significant blow to their morale. These 2 consecutive strikes were part of a broader U.S. campaign against the Houthis that began on March 15, 2025. The operation, codenamed Rough Rider, includes more than 200 airstrikes against various targets, including radar systems, air defense assets, and ballistic missile and drone launchers. The Houthis retaliated. That same day at 8 p.m. local time, they launched an attack with 2 missiles against the USS Stout, hull number DDG-55, a destroyer that's part of the carrier strike group led by the aircraft carrier USS Harry S. Truman. In addition to the USS Stout, the group included the guided missile cruiser USS Gettysburg, hull number CG-64, and the destroyer USS Jason Dunham, hull number DDG-109. In March and April 2025, this U.S. Navy strike group operated in the Red Sea, securing trade routes and providing air and missile defense. The missile attack was carried out using Chinese-made C-802 anti-ship cruise missiles, or their Iranian equivalent, the Qadir. The missile has a range of up to 120 kilometers, or about 75 miles, and carries a shaped charge warhead weighing approximately 165 kilograms, or 360 pounds. Its speed is around Mach 0.9, accelerating to Mach 1.4 during the terminal phase. The guidance system uses inertial navigation to reach the target area, followed by an active radar seeker for final targeting. One of the missile's dangerous features is its ability to fly at an altitude of 8 to 9 meters, or roughly 30 feet above sea level, making it much harder to detect and intercept. Because of this, the captain of the American destroyer decided to deploy the Noka active missile decoy system, a joint development by Australia and the United States. The system launches a rocket-propelled decoy from a special container, which climbs to an altitude of 500 to 1,000 meters, or about 1,600 to 3,200 feet, then hovers midair while using a DRFM repeater to project an amplified radar signature of a real ship, luring enemy missiles away from their intended target. The destroyer is equipped with 2 Noka launchers, one in the bow and one on the stern, each containing 2 or 3 decoy rockets. As a result, the enemy missiles veered off course and crashed into the sea without damaging the ship. On April 19th, the United States delivered a response. Around 1:30 to 2:30 a.m. local time in Yemen, pairs of FA-18EF Super Hornet fighter jets launched from the deck of the USS Harry S. Truman for a precision operation in the Red Sea. Within 20 minutes, they struck the Iranian ship Iran Zagros. A few hours later, Saudi media reported that the ship had been sunk, but these reports were quickly denied by both sides. The Zagros is an Iranian Navy intelligence ship considered by experts to be the first of its kind. It was officially unveiled on January 15, 2025 at the Bandar Abbas shipyard. The vessel is designed to intercept radar and radio communication signals and to relay targeting information to the Houthis in Yemen. Although both Iran and the United States have denied reports of the destruction of the Iranian reconnaissance ship, there is a high likelihood that the reality is different. Both sides are likely making such statements to avoid triggering a large-scale regional conflict. It's worth noting that in 2021, Israeli forces sabotaged the Iranian ship Houthis, which was performing similar functions. On the same day, frustrated by their setbacks, the Houthis launched ballistic missiles toward Israel. The Houthis possess several types of missiles capable of striking Israel. First and foremost is the Borkin 2H missile with a range of 800 to 1,000 kilometers, or about 500 to 600 miles, and a warhead weighing up to 500 kilograms, or approximately 1,100 pounds. Its range allows it to reach southern Israel, including the area around Eilat. It was used during the 2021 to 2023 period, and reportedly again in 2024 to 2025 against Israel. The Houthis are also believed to have the Borkin 3 missile with a range of up to 1,500 kilometers, or about 930 miles, capable of potentially reaching central Israel. This missile is relatively new, and while the Houthis rarely confirm its use, it's believed to have been deployed in a limited number of launches. All these missiles are essentially Iranian in origin and use inertial guidance systems. Most of them are launched from mobile platforms and rely on inertial navigation, which makes them relatively vulnerable to interception by missile defense systems. Due to their low accuracy but heavy warheads, these missiles pose a serious threat to civilian populations. However, the American destroyer USS Carney detected the launches and responded by deploying SM-3 missiles for interception. The Standard Missile 3, or SM-3 for short, is one of the most technologically advanced interceptors in the U.S. arsenal, designed not to engage conventional aircraft or missiles, but to destroy ballistic missiles outside the Earth's atmosphere. It's a core component of the Aegis ballistic missile defense system, deployed both on Arleigh-Burke-class destroyers and on land-based sites such as Aegis Ashore installations in Romania and Poland. The missile weighs approximately 1.5 tons and has an engagement range from 700 to 2,500 kilometers, or roughly 430 to 1,550 miles, depending on the variant. Its interception altitude reaches up to 500 kilometers, or about 300 miles, and it travels at speeds exceeding 3 kilometers per second, or approximately 1.9 miles per second, equivalent to about Mach 10. The SM-3 does not carry a traditional explosive warhead. Instead, it destroys its target through the hit-to-kill method, direct impact at tremendous kinetic energy. After launch, the three-stage missile deploys a lightweight exo-atmospheric projectile, or LEAP, into space. LEAP uses its own sensors and micro-thrusters to home in on the target. The impact at a relative speed exceeding 25,000 kilometers per hour literally vaporizes the target. In 2008, an SM-3 missile successfully shot down the USA-193 satellite, which was traveling at 27,000 kilometers an hour, or about 16,800 miles per hour. The SM-3 plays an active role in the U.S. global missile defense system and serves as a powerful demonstration of strength amid ongoing missile threats from North Korea and Iran. On March 20th, the United States continued its strikes against Yemen using F-15 fighter jets and Reaper drones. In response, the Houthis managed to launch only 5 drones, all of which were swiftly intercepted and destroyed. As you can see, the war in the Red Sea shows no signs of fading, yet every new confrontation confirms that the American military machine is not just reacting, but actively preempting attacks. The next episode is merely a matter of time and coordinates. How long this will continue, perhaps God only knows. The world's clearly undergoing a profound transformation, and conflict is flaring everywhere: Ukraine, Syria, Yemen, the India-Pakistan border, while China hungrily eyes Taiwan. Therefore, to maintain security and confidence, it's essential to have a powerful modern military and to constantly refine the use of its capabilities. This is exactly what the United States is doing. That's all for today. It seems that, unfortunately, the next episode in the Red Sea will not be long in coming. Thank you for watching. We'd appreciate your like and subscription to our channel. We'll see you again very soon.